Okay.
Good to see you. Happy almost Thanksgiving.
Happy almost Thanksgiving.
How is your week going so far?
Um, it was okay. I didn't really get sleep like yesterday or the day before, so I'm still a little bit tired, but I didn't really have like a serious stomach upset or anything, and my hair is still falling out though. Like, yeah.
Is there a reason? Is it something seasonal, or is there thinking process that not allowing you to sleep?
Um, I don't know. I really don't know. It is pretty loud here. Um, I don't know what exactly was keeping me up. It can be loud. Sometimes it's not very loud. Yeah.
Pretty loud. You mean neighbors are celebrating? Neighbors are on their Thanksgiving mode already?
It was at times when they were loud and rude, but sometimes it's actually people outside, and my window is very like, not thick or something. Like it's a very bad window, so it's very loud from outside too. Because I live like right on like the road and everything. I just saw my neighbor in the hallway, the one that keeps banging on my wall, and I just said, "Well, awkward" to her, and then I just said, "Well, hello, awkward," and then we just said "Happy Holidays" to each other.
Oh.
Yeah, and then she said, "What do you mean awkward? Because I live here?" And I'm like, I just didn't want to continue it because I know she does it. Or if it's not her doing it, I think the apartment's in her name because she's the one that's going in there. And she said, "Oh yeah, because I live here, so." But somebody from that apartment is knocking on the wall, so I just said awkward. So a lot of people I've run into, like, it just feels awkward.
I wonder, could it be the wall, or maybe is it, if there is a pipe and someone is banging on the pipe, because it usually goes through all of the floors and it feels like someone is next to you. However, it could be someone from like 2 floors above.
That's why I didn't start a conversation with her, because me and my son are convinced it's someone in the apartment just straight up banging on the wall. It's not likely because there's nobody else on the other side of that wall except that apartment. So, but that's why I didn't strike up this conversation, because people could say whatever they want. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't even want to talk to people sometimes, because I'm like, people are going to say whatever they want, So.
Interesting. But I'm glad there was a little bit of, communication at least. However it was, you exchanged the greetings, which is also something.
Yeah, maybe it's the season too. People are like nicer and stuff. So it kind of balances a little bit that I'm not gonna have a lavish meal, because just for safety's sake. A little bit, or maybe it's just because if you consistently tell somebody that they're like, it's not like somebody's telling me this, but except my stomach is telling me this, that they're not to have something luxe or rich or something, your standards go, okay, this will do, and you take joy from where you can. But like I was thinking, it kind of people are nicer because it's the holidays and stuff, so even though like I don't know where like my baby's daddy is, and I don't know where my daughter is either, it kind of helps a little bit that people are like at least nicer. And somebody gave me some free stuff too today. That was nice.
I noticed that we've been kind of touching the topic of your daughter and a little bit of Patrick's dad. So you've been thinking about them more lately. Are there any memories, basically because of the holiday season?
Because I don't know, I can't tell you why, but I was so convinced that this Thanksgiving was when I was gonna see like all my kids. Maybe they wouldn't all be at the same table, but that week I'd get to say I hated them. I don't know. I can't tell you why. I was so convinced, and that my baby's daddy would come and hang out with his kid. And I guess that's not the case. And Christmas is not far from Thanksgiving, so for Christmas I'm not gonna keep my hopes up like that. But I was like really like convinced that they were like gonna reach out to me, or I was gonna reach out to them, or something magical would have happened. And that's like, didn't happen. So not yet.
Magic, I'm glad to hear that you believe in magic.
I was just talking out of my ass because I just
Yeah,
don't know.
It's nice to believe in some miracles because, I believe that where we focus our thoughts, this is what will grow. If you're focusing more on some magic and kind of manifesting out loud or desiring out loud that I would love somehow to get in touch with this person, maybe they will feel it and they will also start looking for opportunities to get in touch with you.
Yeah, I also wonder what if they don't have an opportunity like to get in touch with me? I don't know. Like my daughter, maybe she doesn't even know that anybody's looking for her or something, or like her grandma or something. Because I'm thinking, I wonder if they connected too, So this is all like, I don't know, because it's not something I know, so I just wonder about it,
I wonder about it as well. But keep trying. The only thing that you can do is keep trying. Maybe, excuse me, to set up an account on Facebook and go through multiple personalities. Honestly, I have the story. It's very personal to me what you're saying, because in my family we have this situation because my father was married before my mother, so I have a half sister, and it happened to be that I knew about her and she never knew about me. But then, like in a telenovela, so my mom works in a beauty shop, and she came to my mom's beauty shop to do some services. Imagine, and my mom was her beautician.
You didn't know about your half sister or something?
She didn't know. She didn't know about me or about her dad because her mother told her that her father died.
Oh my God.
Imagine. So it's very like, I feel it. I definitely feel it.
Yeah.
But the life just happened, because what are the chances for this girl to go to the place where someone who knows her, because I knew about her, kind of, like I knew that she existed, and then this happened. You never know. I mean, it's been many years. It's been over 25 years to the story, yes, but somehow it all worked out.
I have a half sister also, actually, yeah. So, I'm pretty sure my kids all know that each other exists, but I'm not sure what they've been told as far as like where they are, or like they all know each other. They all know that they exist, and how old everyone is, but they also have not communicated. So.
Well, I wonder how interested you are in. Say, imagine if your daughter will reach out to you tomorrow.
I don't know what I would say to her, because I don't I wanna like know that she's somewhere better than I am a little bit, I would be like, hey daughter, how you been, and where you living, and what's going on, because I haven't seen her. I would be very excited, like if she just called me. But yeah, I don't expect her to or anything, but the fact that she doesn't call me sometimes lets me imagine that she's living better than me. But sometimes I'm like, she's probably not, So I don't know.
I wonder if you guys are both looking for each other, but is it possible to find you somewhere? Is there any public like
That would
account?
just be too cruel. Like if she was looking for me and I was looking for her and we just couldn't find each other because of the way media is and telecommunications is.
Well, maybe look, the Facebook page, something
I
with
looked-
limited information.
Yeah, look that the grandma, her grandma, she was looking for us too, and then that's where that communication just ended. I left her my email, but I don't know where she went now, so I don't know.
Well, grandmas and emails sometimes are not the best situation. Speaking of grandma, so the grandma is your mother.
No, not my mother. Her father's mother, and her father is dead. He died young. Yeah, so
Do they, by chance, do they speak Russian?
no, they're Americans. They only speak English.
My other idea would try, there is the social media for Russian seniors. It's for adults that they use called Одноклассники, like classmates.
Одноклассники. Yeah, my mom goes on that. Yeah, so I could maybe find my mom through Одноклассники.
Yes.
That's interesting.
That
Yeah.
is because that's how all the relatives, all the old classmates, all the people from the same school, that's how they find each other. Because people of that generation, they are a little bit different. They slower than Patrick. Say Patrick is probably very tech savvy and he knows all of those little things. Because kids nowadays, they are super cool about it. Our generation is a little different. Our parents is much more different. They just didn't grow up with that. It's very like foreign to them. But Одноклассники is something where you can find almost anyone.
Yeah, I mean, if I find my mom, like, it's not like she can help me with my problems, but I'll just probably say hi to her or something like that,
Well,
So,
I don't think anyone can help us with our problems except for ourselves, but sometimes it's just nice to talk to someone.
but you know what I mean? Like, I wish, like, when I go to see, like, my mom or, like, my children, I wish I was, like, empowered and I could bring them, like, Christmas gifts and, that sort of thing, So,
Well, sometimes just your presence as a mom and as a daughter will be the greatest gift.
yeah, I mean, yeah, she would like to hear from us, maybe. I was thinking something. I wanted to tell you that they were supposed to do the repairs on these buildings. I thought it was going to be in February, but they're actually saying it's in fall of like next year. So it's like a ridiculously long time. These repairs. It's not. At first I thought it was in February. Now they're saying it's like longer than February.
How it's gonna affect you?
Oh my God, I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna affect me. But it made me a little bit like because I was prepping for like a move like now, whatever may come. But now I know it's not now. It's like a long time ago. So I don't know what to prepare for. I'm just thinking about all the stuff I can't handle and all the stuff I can't handle. But I kind of put it aside for the holidays because I don't want to be stressed out, and then I'll be stressed out. I'll be stressing everybody else out.
That's a very self-aware and very emotional aware decision because those things also they are out of your control. When they're gonna start this and knowing the authorities, they sometimes say one thing and in fact there will be something completely different. And it's not gonna happen as fast as they planned it. So unless you will see the scaffolders building up outside of your window, I don't think anything is gonna happen.
I don't know. Oh, I guess not. I don't know. They started heating in here, so I don't know. Now it's like ridiculously hot. But that's, again, now the fact that they're heating and it's so hot that like it's like a sauna. I had to open up all the windows. That says that the heater was working. They just shut it off before, because, or whatever it is, I don't know, because they could like play games with me. They have the keys, and I don't know what to say about that. But the heater is working, so.
Well, now with the heater, my question is, do you have opportunity, or do you have the, Jesus Christ, what's the word for this device? Air purifier, the one that cleans the air, because sometimes when the air is too dry, it affects that, you might start having nosebleeds at night, the skin is cracking because it's so dry.
I just opened the window because it's too hot. Like, you can't even, yeah, you can't, like, you can't sit here. So I opened the window and I shut one of them. I actually shut one of them off, because usually we were cold. Not this time of year, but it was never on that it's actually the radiators giving off heat. I could put my hand on it and it's hot, not just warm.
And it's also pretty okay outside today. It's not too cold and not too windy just yet. Maybe
exactly. So for today, it's too much to keep the heat on. It doesn't usually get really cold until December, January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. Well, if you have the power over turning one of them off at least.
Yeah, I did. I turned them off. Yeah. So.
Consider. Okay. There's something I wanted to do today, as I do have my self-compassion deck with me here at home. And since it's Thanksgiving, if you wouldn't mind,
no, what is that?
So it's kind of like a game promoting. It's a mindfulness-based practice. So mindfulness is one of the approaches in psychology which focuses on inner reflection, asking maybe yourself some Socratic questions.
What kind of questions?
Socrates, the philosopher.
I didn't read
Socratic question. I'm really struggling with some of the names and how they translate them. And you just develop this inner perspective of how certain things make you feel. Would you be interested to try? I feel myself like, a little tarot lady.
it can't hurt me, and again, like, I don't know. Yeah, why not? If it can't hurt me,
let's try. If this is not what you would want to, we have 50 cards. If one is not working, we'll try another one. So give me any number from 1 to 50, so I will pull the card.
25.
25, okay. 22, 23, 24, and 25. Okay. This one, regardless of the outcome, can you give yourself credit for a time you stood up for what was right?
Oh man, how did I know you were gonna pull that card on me? That's so hard. I don't know. That's for me, this card.
Well, think about a situation where you stood up for yourself because of something that was right. You may or may not want to share what was the situation.
Regardless of the outcome, I never think like that. Is that what the discussion is going to really be? Is who actually thinks like that, regardless of the outcome? But then there's also, I wanted to say, there's people that think that they know what the outcome is going to be when they make a decision, but they make a mistake, or something. So I when I stand up for something, when I try to stand up for something that's right, it's usually because I think I know what the outcome is going to be, So I don't, I don't know. So I don't know. This is a hard one. And I don't know what to say about it. I'm not a perfect person.
Let's try something else maybe. But them are deep questions, just to highlight those situations and kind of own the idea that I can give myself some credit, regardless of the outcome.
So is the next card you're gonna pull, is it gonna say something like, is the FBI following me around?
No, they are. None of them are very direct. Some of them are very practical. Some of them
I'm not very direct.
Take 3 breaths and think of letting go of some difficult situations. Some of them are like that too. Let's try. So what will be your next number?
3.
Okay, 1 and 2 and 3. This one is called Make Yourself Comfortable. It says, check in with your body. Ask if it needs anything to feel more comfortable. Maybe to stretch, or walk today, or relax, or breathe, take a deep breath. Give yourself permission to enjoy whatever action you take. So, let's try. How do you ever check in on your body, like throughout the day when you're busy with some stuff? Do you ever check in on yourself?
Oh my god. As sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes if you got like yourself going, you know when it's like hard to check on yourself. Oh my god. But I try to take care of myself. I swear to God, it's just other people won't let me. You know, I try to take care of myself and try to take care of my family because I don't know, because it's like, you know, like say there was something in like Chef Boyardee, like, and they're just sitting there like there isn't, but I swear to God, this is not the same Chef Boyardee from my childhood.
If it is something small that we can differentiate from like a wider sense where others will interrupt you, the self-compassion deck is talking more about something that is doable, something small yet big. Say hydration. Often, and sometimes I will have back-to-back sessions, and to be honest, there's not even enough time sometimes to go pour yourself a cup of tea or use the restroom. I would just have a bunch of liquid around me. So I will drink anything and everything. And you might notice it that I will drink from different cups sometimes. Just because hydration. Because I know that by 4 p.m. if I'm not drinking enough liquid, I will start having headache. For example, that. Or wearing glasses. To not do this all the time when I'm looking at the screen. Or to give yourself a little stretch. Say with kids, they are into any practice and any activity. And when they do it, I do with them. I will be like sitting and just stretching a little bit. And you know, funny enough, but it helps. Because I have a problem with my right shoulder as I'm always wearing bags on the right shoulder. So I'm a little bit like this.
You know what I noticed when I was stretching last night? I noticed how creaky I've gotten. I think that's like old age. So I guess if I notice things about myself, then I do take the time out. I think I do take the time out.
I think so, yeah. And it's not about age. It's more about how often do you stretch. Is it possible to make it a weekly thing? Because I have challenge with one of the clients. We were practicing 10 to 15 minute yoga stretches every day. And I noticed that my body stopped doing those sounds. Because usually it's like, you do this and it stopped.
I think it's my joints though. I don't know. I mean, if I had more muscle mass, but it's really my age. I'm getting older too, so everything's like a little.
You are
like
still
other
very
people
young.
wouldn't
You
notice
have
it, and they'll tell me
20
that. Thank you so much. Other people wouldn't notice it, but like as much as me, because A, they don't care, and B, like I think I look okay for my age, but I hear my like bones creaking. And it's weird a little, you know. I feel it.
To live a fruitful, healthy life.
I want to. It's so hard because it's so tight. You know, people are like so tight in. I don't know what happened to my life. Honestly, I want to complain like that sometimes. Like at some point, I don't know what happened. Like, I just don't know.
If for Christmas I will be your Santa Claus and I will send you a notebook, will you start practicing a little morning pages or evening pages to journal a little bit your feelings? Because sometimes it feels to me that you would want to like share more, but maybe you're just not ready or not comfortable, but you really have a lot of ideas in your head. Would you?
I'd rather not, because you know what? Having things in writing, like it doesn't make me feel comfortable sharing like that, because I feel like if I say something, it's more vague or something. I don't know. Even if I record it, it's still kind of, it makes me feel like a little weird. Plus, I don't feel like I have the time for that. I don't have the time for that.
Okay. Will you consider it? The offer will be open until like December-ish, because the post office is working. If you will choose to, I don't know, maybe draw there or do whatever, it's just, it feels good sometimes to have this monotone action of writing or something. It helps to release the stress and just put it away for at least like this 10 or 15 minutes.
I don't know, because I feel like even if I found the time to do that, which I don't have the time, because like this week I'm relaxing. Usually I'm trying to like teach my kid and find food to eat. That I don't feel like comfortable like sharing like that, because
okay. No, that's understandable. That's not something that everybody's open to, but that's okay. But just consider, I'm planting the seed of thought so it can grow in the future. So you can change your mind later. But let's do one more card, as we have time still. What number?
12.
12, okay.
Don't get me wrong, you know what, sometimes I feel ridiculous also. Like, you got me going because you told me, like, what if I write stuff in my notebook? Like, sometimes I feel ridiculous, like, sharing my emotions. Like, everybody else has these emotions and stuff like that. But it's, like, the only things I can't talk about, and people aren't going to think I'm, like, nuts or something, because, I don't know, my life is nuts. My life is, like, just, stress.
And that's supposed to be
yeah.
If you don't trust talking to people about it, especially if you know that you live by yourself. Patrick has no intention to read this stuff probably. He's a teenager, he's going into teenager.
That's like major to me, and I'm just thinking, like, if you don't know me, you might say, oh, but like, she's such a snot, like, she's thinking she's stressed. Oh boy, I have so much more stress. But it's been pretty hard. Like, it's been pretty hard.
And you need as many outlets as you can for balancing yourself. Among with the mental health walks that I prescribe to everybody, just to spend more time outdoors, just to take those deep breaths and just be able to have those moments where you just outside, just winding out. The journaling will be good. Focus on yourself. Have this little body scan kind of breathing. It's good. Just to check in with yourself on an everyday basis. I mean, think about it. No pressure here, but I would volunteer and find you a nice...
You know what I feel when I, like, try to get, like, into that, like, relaxed kind of, like, self-healing moment? I feel like I'm being invaded and I don't know where from, and I'm like a cat, like, where is this noise coming from? And I'm like feeling like agitated sometimes, because I'm like, I took care of everything I planned on, and I just don't control like other people, and that's what it is, so yeah, because sometimes I'm ridiculously good to myself. Sometimes I can try to and like somebody could say, "Oh, you big fat pig," but like it's actually because I feel I'm not allowed to like relax, and I know like you're supposed to have a time to relax and a time to accomplish, but I also can't accomplish either, so
What will potentially make you have feeling of accomplishment more often?
I don't know, because sometimes I feel like I've already accomplished, but I need to do more, because the potential possibilities of me doing nothing are scary to me.
So it's important to keep going, keep moving.
Keep doing something, and I don't know if my moving is what's I'm supposed to do, for like security. I don't know. Maybe it's something else. Maybe I'm supposed to be like stoic emotionally and just let it come to me, because
Yeah. This sounds like a good idea. You see, we got a little bit of philosophical conversation here.
okay.
Thoughts and how it's supposed to come. Look, the last card is kind of putting its perfect combination of what we discussed. A friend indeed. What would you offer a friend at the end of a hard day that you can offer yourself now?
A friend at the end of a hard day.
Okay, imagine you're talking to a friend who had a very ridiculously hard day. How would you approach them? What would you offer? How would you talk to them?
I'd give them a TV remote and tell them to just sit down and watch TV.
Can you offer
Usually I'd offer them a nice hot cup of tea with some lemon juice, but I can't seem to find the tea that agrees with my stomach. So I wouldn't do that, because I'm thinking that it's going to affect their stomach the same way. But I wouldn't really stop them if that's their thing and they want to drink the tea.
Okay, may I put a suggestion out there? It's going to be a little bit of a trip, but you can Google Puerto Rico Coffee and Company. There is a store on West 4th Street where B, D, F, and M trains are, and also A, C, and E trains. This is one of the oldest coffee and tea shops in New York. They sell loose tea.
Is it expensive though, or it's like, because I buy stuff on EBT.
I'm not gonna run out and show you the bag, but like the bag was about this size, so like 3 ounces, 5 ounces, like it's chunky. And I'm still learning all of the ounces stuff because I'm still thinking grams and kilograms. It's pretty okay, like this size of a bag, and it was like $6.50, $7.25, within $10. I had change from my $10.
Plus the Metro card though, because you have to go. I would think about it. I don't know. Maybe or maybe I'll just end up drinking water, because
Whenever you will be around this area, if you ever go to Manhattan, downtown, around West 4th, around Washington Square, or even if you are in Union Square, it's a walkable distance and it's pretty pleasant. Check it out. It's one of my favorite places in New York. I go there specifically just to get some beans because I grind my coffee at home. And I love tea.
Beans. Yeah.
Do you want me to show you the bag?
No, I could look it up. You said on West. Do you know the name of it?
Yeah.
I'm not likely to go there, but just in case, like I don't know.
Puerto Rico. Not
It's called Puerto Rico. Oh, it's Porto, like Porto.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Puerto Rico.
That's very interesting.
Importing company. This is how it looks like.
Oh, it's not too posh looking. It looks like a regular.
It's old school. They have this old scales, like in an old shop where they put the weight and then they just weigh it for you.
Yeah.
It can be as small as you want. If you want something for $4, you can tell them hey, can I smell this tea? And then if you like the smell, you'll be like, can I have for $4 or $5? And they will weight it.
Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, I love tea too. I like it took a while for me to quit tea and coffee because I love tea. I've drank tea since I was a little kid. Oh, that's nice. I think in Chinatown they had a bunch of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is kind of that, and they have tea and coffee by weight. So if you're ever around, and they make very delicious cappuccino also, I think one of the best ones.
Oh man.
So, yeah,
right now I hate you right now. I'm so jealous because I'm a cappuccino. That's I don't know. I don't want to even risk it sometimes with a cappuccino.
As a treat, if you ever consider doing something like this, because it's also your birthday.
Are you gonna call me paranoid if I tell you if I go somewhere and sometimes I think, what if this barista just straight up sometimes I think some of these people are stressed out themselves and they're let me just dump some pills in there and go with my
I wouldn't call it
receiver.
paranoid, but I would definitely highlight the level of anxiety and whatever stresses you've been through, it comes outside. So from your life, it comes outside and affects
Because
you.
I know I'm not paranoid. You know, I'm just
It
saying.
is something that you can control because you are not your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you're having, this is not belief.
Exactly. Oh, that's a good one. Actually, you are not your thoughts. I so much agree with you that that's actually valuable statement. You are not your
You are
thoughts
not your thoughts.
because
And look, as someone who worked as a barista a lot during my school times, I tell you, it's not true. These people, they choose it for a reason. I really much enjoyed my barista times and I miss it, and I wish one day I can afford myself a nice, good coffee machine and make good coffee in the comfort of my house and doesn't have to pay ridiculous money for some shitty coffee, honestly.
yeah, it is. It's like a treat. Because honestly, like everybody gets like tired throughout the day, and like people are so reliant on like me, on like their little like snacks or whatever, and then if something goes wrong with that, like you're not getting that on time or like the same thing or the same flavor, it kind of puts you like off, like you're, you know, and now your busy days, like it just feels down, like just work, like everything feels like work as opposed to I'm somebody, I'm getting things done or something. You know, like
Not necessarily, but this particular place is nice. And also, if you do you like history?
like my kid likes history,
Okay.
but I don't know if I'm gonna go anywhere like with him.
No, I'm very into history of the immigrants and the people, the first, second, and third, and fourth, and fifth wave of immigration from the Tsar Russia and the USSR before revolution and after revolution. So there was a poet. His name is Iosif Brodsky. Have you heard of him?
I never heard of him. I could ask like.
So he was the guy who was super popular, but unfortunately he was banned by the Soviets. And he lived here in New York, and one of his favorite spots to write was a coffee shop, actually down the block from this Puerto Rico place.
Oh.
It's a very old coffee place with the oldest coffee machine. It's like a stove, like grandma's stove, the one that's on the ground.
Oh, I know it. They had samovar, which is like, but I don't know where that is.
That's
but
a little bit
it's
on
different.
49th, yeah.
Oh, the Russian samovar. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
something else. But I've never been there. Like, I'd like to go.
I mean, it's overpriced.
Exactly. That's why I've never been there. I think, yeah.
But some of the things are good. I went there for maybe like my birthday for dessert one time and my friend's birthday for dessert another time. So like we're very, we're trying to be chic, but we also live in it. But it's interesting how New York, especially downtown, has a lot of history. A lot of artsy people. David Hopper, actually, and his wife, they saved Washington Square Park.
I don't know who that is.
I'm sorry. I just love history and art like that, and I can just talk and talk. You feel
So
free
who's
to
David
shut me.
Hopper?
He is a painter. He's actually from upstate New York.
Oh, I'm gonna look it up on Google now as soon as I get off the phone with you, because I like looking at the images.
Check it out. And there is his museum in Nyack.
I don't know where that is. It's upstate also.
It's not too far, and during the pandemic, they only operated on Saturday, and Saturday was the time when I would go to school and work and do all of this stuff. So I'm like, no. I'm still wasn't able to visit it, but now as we're talking, I think I should, maybe sooner, maybe even this year. Still, we have time. But it's amazing. Washington Square Park is one of the most beautiful places in whole New York. I think it's just very rich with history. So yeah, if you're ever there, and if you like coffees and teas, I can make you a list of a few places to visit, because I'm super into that, as you can see.
Yeah, me too. I'm like super into it because yeah, it's not just that. Like there's loads of things that I don't eat or drink that I used to be super into, so.
It's worth trying. But look, I see that I took your time a little bit extra, which is okay because I do have a few minutes until the next session. Literally a few minutes. And I want to thank you for this very rich conversation today, because we've been talking about multiple things. And still, think about the stuff that you will do for your friends that you can do for yourself today, that you can offer for yourself, as much as practicing those deep breaths. I know it sounds ridiculous, but the more you practice it,
I don't know. I do kind of, I have to sometimes to calm down, just sit down. So I'm not denying that works, but sometimes it's I can't just sit down and ignore everything. I mean, I could do it for a couple of minutes a day, but in the end, I have to do something.
Well, a couple minutes is enough. Most of the time, a couple minutes is more than enough. You start with a couple minutes and
I feel like I'm catpawing around my real issues, but I'm also scared that I'm the odd one out if I start demanding things. I'm gonna be out of luck. You can't just go and start put my fist down, especially if you don't know your own value, or if you don't that you don't have a job and you don't have friends.
This is your inner critic, Ilona. This is your inner critic talking. We've been highlighting some stuff.
Yeah, but I don't have a job.
No, I know, but you're focusing on something that you don't have. What you do have is you have time. Yeah. You have time. You have the internet, which is a great resource. Say in the journey of finding your daughter or Patrick's dad, or even get in touch with your mom. You do have the resource. You can check out on the Gleisniki and also get stuck with all of those old people and old videos, which probably will remind you of your past, and you will sit there and reminisce on the past, which is sometimes a very pleasant feeling. You do have something. So inner criticism should be highlighted. You gotta be aware of it, because you are not your thoughts. You're saying that you don't have some.
I like that one. I'm gonna repeat it. Right today, I'm gonna repeat it, that you are not your thoughts, because I know that sometimes I'll be thinking something that's not true. So.
Yeah. Okay, and on that note, I do see my 115 is joining.
Okay, so
we'll
I'm
talk
gonna go
next week. Thank you.
Have a happy holidays. Okay, take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.